Hey guys, it's me, Mighty Max Boxing, and today I have a very good interview today. I have the one and only the Falcon, Muhammad Waseem. How are you, champ? How are you doing?
I'm good, my brother. How are you?
I'm doing
Um,
well. Thank you so much for asking. We all want to know what's the next move for your career? How is everything? How is camp been? Any plans of getting back in the ring anytime soon?
just getting ready, now more than 3 months, I was in the camp and I was ready to fight for world title, IBO with the Filipino, one of the best, what the guy name, I forget his name, Donny Netis.
Mm-hmm.
So mm, uh, fight was got cancelled because of visa issues, Dubai, some problems like that. So uh, looking forward for new date. Still in the camp, training every day.
Awesome, champ. Yeah, we're definitely looking forward to seeing you come back into the ring. I want to ask you, where did your nickname come from, the Falcon? What was the origin of it? What inspired you to go with that?
Uh, Nicknames, uh, I have a very good amateur background, Commonwealth two-time medalist, Asian Games, World Combat Games gold medal, and a lot of more medals in amateurs. More than 300 fights in amateur. I used to compete with the same team as Lomachenko, Gomboa, Ligindiaos. So we were all together amateur boxing, obviously. So when I turned pro in 2015, so before in amateur, my name was Chinaman because I was first ends. Then I have a very good friend in my hometown, and he said, "You need to change your name, become a Falcon because you have a good quick hands, you know, good movements." And then we decide to now a new name is a Falcon.
Yeah, and it sticks well. It's definitely a memorable one for sure. I want to ask
Yeah.
you, what do you believe separates you from the other fighters in your weight class and weight range? I would say, if you ask me, I would probably say your pedigree, as you mentioned before, you having 300 plus amateur fights, you fighting with the best throughout your career. But what would you
Mhm.
say personally would separate you from your competition?
We do a lot of mistakes in my last fight because I'm not naturally 112.
Mhm.
So I'm big because I used to, if you see my boxing career in amateur, I was super fly bantamweight. And when I start my debut was in professional boxing, that was super bantamweight. So my first fight was a 10 rounder for a KBC title, Korean Commission, So
Mhm.
10 round, ninth round TKO. So when I come to 112, I win first WBC silver in fourth fight.
Mhm.
So then then I decide I become world champion soon as possible. What we did a lot of mistakes because 112 was not good for me, because I'm big. So that was a mistake. So now I move up 118. 118 is better. I feel more comfortable in 118.
Awesome, awesome. And hopefully those big fights happen. I think the Donny
Yeah.
Nietes fight would be awesome, and that's a fight we would all be looking forward to in the future. I want to ask, there aren't that many fighters that come out of Pakistan. You're one of the few, and I just want to ask how it is, representing that country and being one of the few that really has to live up because they don't have many other top fighters to look up to. So how is it having your nation behind you?
You know, that's the main thing because in our country, amateur was very good like 20 years ago, very good amateur because Iowa president was Pakistani, so that was very, very good for us to support. But not, right now, in country situation is so bad because they never look after any other fighter. They only look after like cricketers, so they have sponsorships. So the other fighters like boxers or the other sports, they are like struggling in this in very bad situation. So I was lucky to come out, Vegas. I was training in Vegas, and then I moved to UK. So I was lucky to here, but I need to support young fighters. We have very good young amateur fighters to support and bring them in professional boxing as well.
Who are some amateur names that you want to give a quick shout out to just so they get some attention?
From my city, we call him Jani and Sanaullah. They are very very good, and Amir, one good kid from Karachi is very good as well. So they have three to four top fighters, which is I need to support them. I need to bring him and bring them in professional boxing as well.
Awesome, awesome. What advice would you give to other young fighters that are trying to become pros or are building their way up currently?
I think professional boxing is better. I don't. I just give the amateur fighters this advice when they don't want to go for amateur too long. Like I was, I used to waste a lot of time in amateur. So they have to come quickly. Like 20, 21, or maybe 24. That's better to come early in professional boxing and then achieve the goals, championships, big fights, uh, good money as well.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, don't take too long in the amateurs is definitely good advice, and we've seen a lot of fighters who have great amateur pedigrees, but in the pros, by the time they really start to warm up, it's later in their career. So that is great advice, and not advice that every fighter gives. So I truly respect that you're willing to give that for sure. I heard that you have trained with the Mayweathers at one point. I searched Jeff Mayweather and a few others. How did you feel training with those guys and getting such knowledge from some of the best ever?
I was in Japan like 1 year or 1.5 year. I was training with the Inouyas gym and different gyms and sparring there, and then I moved to Vegas because Jeff saw me first time when I was fighting my first debut fight. Then we moved to America in Vegas. So I trained with him probably 3 years. We win WBC silver together, and we've been for a IBF world title together. So that was very good experience and amazing.
That's phenomenal. That's great. And you've had a lot of experience throughout your career, Vegas and in England and all the amateur fights that
Yeah.
you've had. And I just want to ask you, just to wrap this up before we end this, what's the final message you want to give to the fans watching, what they can look out for you in the future, and where they can find you on social media as well?
I think I need to say to my fans, I'll be back soon, and I'm very excited to coming after a long time to the ring, and I'll be much better than before, and I will be a first world champion for my country as well.
Awesome, awesome. And where can people find you on social media?
I'm Falcon Waseem. This is my accounts on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter as well, bro.
Awesome, champ. Thank you so much for coming on. This is a great interview, and I hope you have a good one for sure.
Thanks, my brother.
Of
Appreciate
course,
that.
man.